Hi, welcome back to the Perfume Experience. Today we are going to compare Ysl Y with the clones that we have. So we have the OG decant that I have here. Then I have alts from Yasmin house. Okay, I have Ysl Y from Alternate Fragrances, and then I also have it from Muzna Fragrances. Okay, so very quickly we will do two sprays each on skin and on strips as well. So the OG, 2 sprays, and let's go with Muzna, two sprays on my palm. Let's go with Alternate Fragrances on my wrist, and then let's go with Yasmin on my palm hand here. Okay, so on the initial thoughts are I can smell all of them alike, very close to each other. Okay, so let's give it some time to rest and then come back with the results and notes. Okay, see you later. So welcome back, and we've completed the testing for Ysl Y, and I can say that the competition was very close between the odds that we had. So on the first run of the test, we had 3 Indian houses against the OG. So I have the Ysl Y decant here. You can get decants of these from Fragzone. And then I have a Ysl Y from the house of Yasmin. So look at the presentation, even for a decant, very beautiful presentation, a nice sticker, and the name written very well. So this is from the house of Yasmin. And Yasmin, let me spray on my hand here. So 2 sprays there. Then on the first test we also had Muzna. So Muzna, I'll put it on my wrist. So 2 sprays there. And then I also had Alternate Fragrances, Ysl Y. Let me go for 2 sprays here. Now, one of the very nice things about this particular test when compared to the other ones is that at the opening, all of them smell almost similar, right? So in about 5-10 minutes when they settle down there, of course some things change, but at the opening almost all of them are alike, be it DK's Alternate Fragrances version of Ysl Y or Yasmin Fragrances and the OG and Muzna. All of them smell very alike on the opening, and after 5 minutes time you can see slight changes that are beginning to happen. Now the OG is very citrusy, it has got that ginger note to it, and when that blends you get a very different kind of an aroma that's coming out to you, which is very nice and pleasant, right? And then it also has got floral notes and musk and all of that in the base note. It has also got woody tones as well, but then at the opening that ginger blend with citrusy is really nice and very soothing for your senses. A very linear, very beautiful, mild, rich smelling fragrance, you can say. Now, one of the things about this particular fragrance, because of this blend, it's not too loud, it's very mild, it's an aura that goes around you, and it's fantastic for office wear. It has a perfect tones, it's got citrus, it's got a bit of floral notes, it's got a bit of woody tones, and makes it for a very good office wear as well. So after about 15 minutes when they settle down, you can sense that the OG is a little more sharper and that blend is very out loud. You can kind of smell it. Muzna is also very smooth at this point of time. It smells similar to the OG. DK's also is linear and smooth. And so is Yasmin. Now Yasmin, I think from a very note point to the OG, is very close to the OG, so to say, in about the first 15 minutes or so. So after about 30 minutes time, the OG can be smelled with a very linear, nice fragrance of that blend of the ginger and citrus, and that continues to be there. Now Muzna, after about 30 minutes time, has drifted away slightly from the OG and becomes more vibrant. Now when I say vibrant, in a very positive way, it becomes more vibrant. It starts to bring about those floral notes which are in the mid notes of this particular fragrance. It's starting to bring that. Now Decants on the other hand is still linear, and it's still bringing up that orange, so it's bringing up that citrus and ginger mode, but not too loud. It's very mellow at this point of time for me. It's still not bringing out all of its energy or vibes yet. Yasmin on the other hand is very close to or similarly functioning as that of the OG. So while the OG is doing the ginger and the citrus blend, so is Yasmin. Muzna is becoming, like I said, is more vibrant and more floral. Now at the same time, when I smelled the strips on which I sprayed the same fragrances, what I can clearly say is, on the skin some tone notes are playing under, but on the strip the citrus notes are more pronounced. You can clearly smell them, and it's very clear. It's loud kind of a fragrance there. When I say loud, not loud like a beast mode kind of a fragrance, but it is quite good enough to smell. After about an hour's time, the OG is bringing out this nice floral note along with this ginger citrus blend that which is driving. There is also this floral notes that's coming out, and it's making for a very beautiful fragrance. Now Yasmin also is on the same lines at this point of time. After an hour, it's still there. Muzna continues to be on that vibrant floral note, and the floral notes are kind of taking over the ginger and the citrus blend. Now first the alternate fragrances at this point of time, decants is kind of slightly mellowed down for me, and it's not as where the OG has to be. It's still in its own way of doing the citrus and ginger blend, and not towards the floral notes at this point of time. Now after about an hour and a half, close to an hour and a half, the OG and Yasmin are more towards the floral notes, so to say, and so is Muzna. Muzna is all still more vibrant at this point of time. The OG is still louder. Now alternate fragrances on the other hand has become a little more sweeter. Okay, it is not having those floral or citrus element, but it smells a little more sweeter. So Ysl Y was launched in 2017, and the perfumer behind it is Dominique Rapion. Now Dominique Rapion has worked with Ysl for many years and has done some fantastic fragrances from their line. Now the thing about Ysl Y is it's classified as a blue fragrance, and because of the way the notes are built around this particular fragrance, it actually makes up for a very good office wear. Now the notes that are there, you get to experience some of them you can smell very clearly, but some of them you can't. Now on the top notes you have bergamot, you have ginger, you have lime, you have mint. And in the mid notes you have apple, you have pineapple, sage, geranium. And in the base notes you have cedar, you have musk, you have incense, all of these, right? Now one of the things that you will notice is, for example, for me, I was not able to smell very strong woody notes. Okay, nor for that matter the incense note I was not able to get at all. So on the whole, the blend is so beautiful that you get very mild notes of some of them, and some of them are slightly prominent while the others are completely missing off. Now I was very excited to try this from a long time, because the bottle is very beautiful. Ysl Y, if you look at the bottle, it's very capturing, it's very nice, and the best alt of it was always Latafa Fakr, which also has a very beautiful presentation, but somehow I was not able to get my hands on it. Now when I try this combination and look at the fragrance, I feel this fragrance is more well suited for office and for people who love fragrances that are not loud, but that can build an aura around you and can be around a nice vibe around you. I think it's perfectly made for them. After 2 hours later, the OG is smelling more on the floral side, and it's bringing out that smooth, moving towards that base note, but it's got that slight transition that's happening. While on this Muzna side, Muzna has become more sweeter, florally but more sweeter. Somehow alternate fragrances is still on that top note kind of thing, but very mellow, mellowed down slightly, and then not very pronounced either. After 3 hours, all of the fragrances are extremely powdery and very skin close, and after 4 hours you can't smell any one of them. Now in fact what I went on to do is, I went out, so I put on about 4 or 5 sprays of the OG, and that did not even last 2 hours out in the sun. Right, so this is not a very long lasting fragrance per se. In fact, all of the oils put together do not perform more than 3.5 hours time. So this is when I bought about doing the second part of the test, and I bought in a new alt for this. So Fragzone had sent out this decant of Albeit Y, which is a new, I think it's a sub brand of Latafa, for example, I think so, which is making quite a lot of fragrances which are very close to the OG, as most say. So I bought this out, and I also did 2 sprays of this as well. Now the thing about this is, in the initial, it is similar to that of the OG. Now when I did the second run, I had only Muzna and I had Yasmin fragrances, and I bought Albeit Y. Now Albeit Y is a little more louder than Muzna and Yasmin, okay, and it smells quite a similar story to the OG as well. Now where it really changes, it is after about an hour's time, this starts becoming more powdery, whereas Muzna is becoming more floral. Yasmin and the OG are still sticking to the original citrus and ginger blend. This becomes more powdery. So after about 2 hours time, the Albeit is still continuing to be powdery, but it is still prominently loud as well. Not very loud, but louder than Muzna and Yasmin. So Muzna at this point of time, like I said, has got that same vibrant feel to it, and is more towards the floral element plus a sweeter side of it, whereas Yasmin is very close to the OG with the blend of floral notes along with the ginger and citrus blend continuing to be in the second hour and so forth. By about the third and the fourth hour, the story is same with all. They all become skin close, and by 3.5 hours they all have kind of evaporated. Now the disclaimer on this video is the samples, which is of Ysl Y, Muzna and Yasmin and the OG is bought by me, while the Albeit decant was sponsored by Fragzone, and you can definitely contact Fragzone for any decant related purchases that you would like to make. Now on this particular alternate comparison journey, I think the winner, there are equal competition, so to say, and like I said, it's very close to among each of them, except for alternate fragrances probably which had a different tone running to it. I think Muzna and Yasmin and Albeit are clearly very close to the OG on their own, and if you were to look at them as individual fragrances, standalone fragrances, they would popularly be very good oils of the OG with good likeness, about 90 plus. But then if you look at very close matches to the note itself, and if you look at which is really close to the OG in terms of note, in terms of performance, I would say it is the Ysl Y, which is the closest to the OG at this point of time. The Muzna is also very good, no doubt about that. It's just that it's a little more vibrant, it's a little more floral, and becomes a little sweeter, which is not the case with the OG. The OG has that very prominent ginger bergamot combination with that violet leaf and that sage and that base note of vetiver and musk and all of that, brings you a very linear fragrance all throughout. Now when you compare to that, the Yasmin definitely is on that same path, and so my pick is Yasmin fragrances for Ysl Y. Now if you like the content that I'm bringing and the comparison videos that I'm bringing to you, please like and subscribe, and you can watch my Dear Homme Intense, Bleu de Chanel, Creed Aventus and many other videos also on my playlist. So do subscribe and share your support to me, and please root for Indian frag houses. Many of them are doing fantastic stuff, and so look at the pricing. Ysl Y by Yasmin Fragrances, 50 ml I think is about 800 rupees, and I'm guessing Muzna also is around the same price tag. Okay, Yasmin also is around the same price tag. I think I got the 20 ml from them for about 330 or so. Yes, so I think close to 800, 900 should be the 50 ml pricing as well. Now Albeit I think does not come in a 50 ml and will be only in a 100 or 80 ml, so it might be more than 1,000 rupees. Now Ysl Y itself is I think in the ballpark of 7,000 rupees approximately, if I'm right. So I think if you look at that, and if you're looking at a very nice fragrance that you want to wear for office, you want a fragrance that has a very close circle and that smells very nice, very linear, very beautiful, you can definitely consider Ysl Y. So on that note, my name is Rodney, and please do subscribe and share and root for Indian frag houses. Take care. Bye now.